Welcome to night number 65 of History Bedtime Stories in our pajamas in bed. Tonight, let's talk about the Moon Towers, or the Moonlight Towers of Detroit. And I know that name is whimsical and lovely and kind of inspires these fairy tale ideas about animals that can talk, meeting under a moon tower late at night by some fairy pond. This isn't that kind of moon tower. This is a wonder of mechanical and electrical engineering that illuminated Detroit at the turn of the century. In fact, in 1883, it was said, "The press of this country has uniformly confirmed Detroit the best lit city in the world." That was because 1 year earlier, in 1882, Detroit installed and turned on 122 moonlight towers. They were 175 feet tall at their tallest, and once anchored as a central mast with cables running down to the street, they were able to illuminate a circle 1,500 feet in diameter. So bright you could read a newspaper or a wristwatch by it. In fact, there are images of the moon towers in a lot of old postcards if you know where to look. So this is a turn of the century Detroit postcard showing Cadillac Park and Capitol Park. And if you look just here in the background, do you see that tower rising up, real skinny and spindly, and then at its top, a series of bulbs? Same here with a moon tower in front of the Whitney building, just rising up with those cables coming down, mounting it to the street. Images like these can be found throughout Detroit history, and they show the illumination of our city using what was arc technology. A carbon arc lamp predates Edison's incandescent bulb, and it uses two metal rods that force electricity through them, arcing from the positive to the negative, and that arc creates the light. It is very bright, very hot, and very dangerous. Because of that, a crew called the Moonlight Tower crew had to basically work on these lights in a never-ending evening after evening project. In fact, they were able to haul themselves to the top of those 175-foot towers through counterweighted elevators. Reaching the top, they could then replace bulbs, which often had to be done multiple times throughout the night. The lights were incredibly bright, but not great for just day-to-day use. They needed a lot of maintenance, they could be dangerous, and there was no escaping them. They cast this giant bright circle that really kept houses as bright as daylight in the middle of the night. When Edison's light bulb became a usable street light, we saw a lot of replacements. And as that happened, most of the moon towers were actually out of Detroit by 1906. Many of them were actually sold to Austin, Texas, who still operate some of them to this very day. The moonlight towers have become a part of Detroit's history and past, but if you make it down to Austin, you can give one a hug for me if you can get close. They're actually pretty darn dangerous. I hope you're enjoying History Bedtime Stories. We'll see you tomorrow night.